So good morning from the banks of the Ganga. Day 2 of this pilgrimage to the Himalayas, following the sacred river Ganga, Ma Ganga. Yeah, it's beautiful. I'm in an absolute paradise. I'm looking out here at this scene of the morning light on the water, and it's beautiful. The mountains are huge, and it's big drop-offs, and it's dramatic country, and there's not really a lot around in terms of human settlement. I walked down last night from the mountain behind, and it was just a walking trail. There's no village here, but I came to be in this, there's a temple here. It's a Shiva temple and a small ashram. There's like a holy man and a few other people helping, serving him, or supporting him, and he's created this oasis here. So this is not accessible by road at all. So to get here, you either have to get across the river, which is pretty wild here. You may be able to hear it from here. It's just pumping. It's really, it's really moving, and or you have to come over the mountains at the back, or it's a 45-minute walk from here. So to even build this infrastructure here is just incredible. So yeah, the first day of the journey was full of so many experiences. It was incredible. I mean, it was really, I guess one of the main themes to take away from it was there was a lot of synchronicity. I had there's maybe 5 different meetings that were quite synchronistic. When I was leaving in the morning, there was a man I saw who'd asked me to take an offering for him to the temple in Kedarnath, which this journey is, maybe, I'm not sure how far it is because I don't have a map, but it maybe 300 kilometers it could be, and I just happened to cross paths with him on a road a day later in a place where he was not planning to be, and he said to me, "Oh, this is amazing! I can't believe I see you." I was just starting my journey, and he said, "This is a sign, a good sign from God." And also, when I was walking up the mountain yesterday, it was a lot of uphill, like 4 hours up the hill, and it was hot, and it was pretty challenging, and just getting used to being on the road and on my own. And a bike came past, and he stopped, and he was asked where I was going, and I told him, and he asked if I needed anything, and I said, "No, I'm good," and "Great, see you later." And a few hours later, I saw him coming back the other way, and he stopped and he said, "Oh, if you're going, what you can do instead of going on the road, it's better to go down the mountain. It's just a walking trail, and this has a link road or walking trail all the way to the next town, which is like 60 kilometers away." He said, "If you go the other way, it's like another mountain over. It's a long way. It's hard to get back. You have to climb a lot." And the turnoff was just exactly where he was. So, I mean, of all the chances of seeing him again, and he said to me also, he's like, "This is a sign. This is a good sign. I was thinking about you when you left, and when I saw you, and but it was a long way away. It was hard to describe to you where to go and how to be." And I literally met him 50 meters, not even 50 meters from the turnoff. and yeah, and I was really tired. I'd had very little sleep, and I was about to have a rest, a sleep, a siesta, and yeah, and I didn't, and many other things. So it was very possible that I wasn't there, but somehow the life put us there in a synchronistic way. Um, and I'd walked on this road. I walked past one house, and the door was open. These two guys were like lying there, and they said hello. I said hello, and they asked where I was going. I told them. They're like, "Oh, it's a long way." Um, that was more or less okay. Have a beautiful day, and on this walking trail down this mountain, which was epic because a big storm was coming. It changed from sunshine to like all of a sudden lightning, thunder, the winds, and it was wild. And there was nowhere, there was no shelter to, and it really was ominous. It was just coming. It was coming, and yeah, it was a bit because it was the first moment that I saw the Ganga like coming over this mountain, and I looked down and it was just dropping down. Then all of a sudden, this huge storm was coming, and the clouds just consumed the sky, and were actually starting to eat. Like it was looked like eating the mountains, like they were disappearing into the clouds. Which actually, as I only think about it now, was quite auspicious, like in the moment of coming to the Ganga and then having this really strong nature experience. Like the mother was poof, and there was not like a shelter to be found. I was on a high mountain road, like a small dusty road, and yeah, and very exposed. And so I just started singing, and I was singing like a mantra, and just trying to just be in the experience and welcome it, and without getting too anxious, like things are blowing off, leaves. Walking down along the road, there was like monkeys up the top, and then when they saw me coming, they'd be running away, and then rocks would be falling down, and yeah, it was really a very strong moment. Jello.
Oh, Namo Narayan.
Hari Om.
Hari Om Tattva.
Tat Sat. One of the pundits at the temple here this morning, so they've just had like morning prayer or blessing. They make a fire, and yeah. Anyway, so it was really it was a moment. It was a moment because I was quite like, all right, I'm exposed, and I feel pretty. What's going to happen here? And when it rains, it rains. It's not like just comes on easy. It's big, big dramatic shifts in in temperature, in circumstances, like huge winds, and so you can be like, it can be massive downpours. And so I was singing, and then it just kind of passed. It went around in front, and or behind actually, and it didn't drop. Like all of the thunder, all the lightning, which was really close and close together, like it just didn't drop. So it was amazing, actually. And in this moment, that's right, in this moment that there's a couple of goat tracks here, or whatever they are. They're kind of, it's hard to know where anything's going. Is that a track or it's not? And there's a deviation of a couple of walking trails, and I was thinking, I'm not sure where to go, because this was like from the turnoff where this man had told me. It was like, it was 6 kilometers on, so it was very easy not to, not to know where I'm going. And and then I saw, like, painted on some stones, like yellow arrows, like the Camino. It was just the last thing I expected, and what I could see was, the yellow arrows were going all the way down to the. Well, I followed one, so I felt like, okay, this is. I'm not sure where to go. There's a yellow arrow. What are the chances? The yellow arrow being the arrow on the Camino de Santiago that are painted everywhere, and that all the pilgrims follow. So I was like, here I am, somewhere in the low Himalayas, in the jungle, high mountains. There's a couple of small walking trails, no one around. Like, I haven't seen anyone for an hour, and no, maybe 2. I've been walking all day. Big storm is coming, or it's here. Not sure what's going to happen with it, and I'm not sure which way to go. And then I see a yellow arrow, and I'm okay. So I don't know where it's going, but it's. It makes sense to me, It really felt, again, super synchronistic, and so I followed the yellow arrow, and then the next one, and it was a bit further on, and realized there was a walking trail, or one of many, but it was a trail, and that had been indicated, and so I started following it down, and then I got to a couple of houses. It wasn't really a village, and one of the guys that I'd seen a few hours before, up on the road before I took the deviation, at this house, he just happened to be there with his friend, and we were looking at each other, and I was like, oh, it's you. And like, really what felt to be in the middle of nowhere, and they had some fruits. They'd been taking this, I don't remember what it's called, and it's not a fruit that I'd ever seen before, but they were like, oh, it's a jungle fruit. It's like this size, and it's like energy fruit. And I also hadn't really eaten, for a few hours, and I'd been walking and all of these other things going on, and so they offered it to me, and it was amazing. It really was, like, I could feel like the energy in my body just increasing, like almost instantaneously. And then I asked him whereabouts to go and where this trail's going. Oh, this trail is going to Bandachati, which is like, oh, what's this? He spoke some English, and which was also quite fortuitous. And he said, there is a temple and an ashram, and you can stay there. Wow, I obviously had no idea where I was going to stay. It's my first night. A little bit of trepidation about it as well. Is it safe? Because I don't mind sleeping outside. I'm used to it. Be happy to sleep by the river. But people saying, oh, there's tigers and leopards and bears, and you need to be very careful in the jungle. And so anyway, he explains to me where it is, and he says, it's here, and I show you, and he's drawing in the sand, and then he's like, no, come with me. So he walks with me for maybe 20 minutes, or maybe more actually, show me the trail, because there's many different trails, and then points to a place down the bottom. It's kind of, this is the trail that comes back, can kind of see the mountain range from, and kind of where it needs to go. as it's going down. It's a huge, huge drop down. And yeah, it was just incredible. So by the time I got down, and I didn't have any water, but I came across like a natural spring. It was all there on the path. And yeah, and then to arrive here to this paradise, which is really incredible. And they were just about to do the evening arti, which is the evening prayer, and giving thanks, and then they said yeah, you can. I asked them, is there anywhere where I can sleep here? It's okay. And they said, yeah, there's a room down the bottom, and I think it's for pilgrims actually. And this is the thing that's really hilarious also, is that it's not really, I'm on a pilgrimage, but I'm not on an official trail, and I don't really know what's normal. There's no map. Or if there is, I don't know about it. There's very few, really no one, a few villages that walk past here, but it's not on a road to anywhere. So I'm really just going with the feeling and with the trust, and the first day has been and I think that's the thing around synchronicity, and for me it's a sign that I obviously have no idea what's going to happen, and no one could, and almost why would you want to? But I mean, there's a part that feels like a bit more certainty, or to know where I'm going, or to know what I'm going to meet, or to have a shelter, or find some food. Sure, feels like a comfort and security. But these synchronicities, and they're just, some of them are bigger than others, or smaller gestures, or just feeling like, yeah, I'm in the right place. I don't even know where I am, like geographically, but I'm in the right place. And because even when I look on a map on the phone, it's none of these roads are even on the phone. They're not on. Yeah, so it feels to me almost impossible to plan this in the way that I'm doing without walking on the main road, which is not really charming for me. And yeah, so these synchronicities are just beautiful signs that one, remind me that yes, everything is good, it's perfect, and give me confidence and allow me to trust more and more. Yeah, I trust in the day. I trust in what I will meet. I will trust that I will find what I need to find, and I trust in myself that I'll be okay. And if I need to, if the situation is a bit more challenging, or I don't find a roof, or I go without something for a while, I trust that I'm going to be okay. And so I really find these is a beautiful, beautiful start to this journey, because as I was sharing a bit yesterday, that it takes a lot of energy and to start, a lot of courage to take those first steps, to step out and go, okay, a bit into the unknown. And so I really felt like these were beautiful, powerful signs to say, yes, you're on the way, you're on the path. I can't believe there was, yellow arrows. Just incredible. And then to arrive here and to be welcomed and to be given a place where I can sleep and food and a ceremony, just amazing, really amazing. So it's the start of day 2. I'm leaving a little bit later than I would have liked or imagined, but yeah, this morning I woke up early and body's really feeling it after the first day. I mean, I was walking most of the day. I don't know how far. yeah, I don't know how far, 25, 30 kilometers, not sure. But the body's sore. I've got a few cuts on my, I've been walking in the sandals, so the feet are a bit sore as well. A couple of cuts. But generally the sandals are good. It just, I know it needs getting used to. And I can really feel it in all of my body. So I'm doing some stretching and went early and had a dip in the Ganga, because this is really, and it's like a reset. Getting in the Ganga is being in there. Just, I can really feel this is what's tying. This river is the pilgrimage route, and this is where people are taking pilgrimage along and to the source of the Ganga, up into the sacred Himalayas. So it was really powerful to get here. It was really powerful the first night to be able to sleep. Literally, it's here 70 meters from where I am, and to listen to the sound of this river flowing all night, it's just amazing. Yeah, so let's see what today holds. No doubt a lot of mountains and unknown, and I'm not sure what the path is. They tell me there's a few bush tracks that I can find without having to get over the river somehow and to the main road. So that's good, and that's what I'm going to try and do, and just see. But feeling buoyant, even though the body is really stiff. Feeling older. And just, I know the body will get form as we go, and it's about listening to it and caring for it. And I know that this day, at the end of the day, I'm really going to take some time and massage my feet, and but feeling blessed, feeling so blessed to be here and looked after by this by life, by the divine.